Welcome to a magazine-style edition of KMVC News. I'm Colin Williams. This week, KMVC News digs a little deeper into its stories, giving them a little more time and breadth in conjunction with December's Student Research Symposium. Missouri Valley has 2 weeks left in the semester, including finals week. Students are trying to finish the final leg strong. Last-minute assignments, study guides, final projects, such as this, and of course, final assessments. Though, with the ending of a semester comes something else. That started as an idea, it has now become a tradition spanning almost a decade. It's the campus-wide showcase of students presenting the work they've done through the semester. 14 weeks in, and the Missouri Valley students are in the last leg of this marathon. A full semester of learning, working, assessments, and presenting. And now that finals are around the corner, this is where all those weeks get put to the test. But before that, there is another opportunity for students to show what they've learned. The Student Research Symposium is an annual event for students to present a project they spent all semester working on to the students and faculty alike.
It was something at the start where we had to be like, no, we can totally do this. And people were like, come on, nobody wants to put that kind of work in at the end of the semester. And be like, no. People do want to do this. People need this opportunity and they want it. And so the more people presented, the more they wanted to present, and the more students watched their colleagues share their work, the more they're like, I want to put that on my resume. Like, I want people to listen to me, talk about what I do. We want to put that nursing student and that musician and that entrepreneur onto one panel and be like, look, you guys, you're all talking about the same stuff, but you're coming at it from here, and you're coming at it from here, and you're coming at it from here.
In the beginning, for some students, this presentation may just be something required for class. However, once they work on it, fine-tune it, and get deeper into the project, they realize this is worth much more than just a grade for class. Though for a project like this comes a few obstacles along the way, one of which is finding the balance between the regular day-to-day work and working on the presentation.
Do this. But this semester especially, because I feel like I have to be more focused on my classes since they're more difficult than what I've had in the past. So I try to do a little bit of research over the weekend, or just try to make time. It's a bit difficult, but yeah, I mean, at the end I always end up doing I'd say to what I think is a good research. I think I do a pretty good job. So yeah, it's been tough, but I mean, it helps that my work is also related with IT, so I can kind of make time for it over there, but yeah.
This is a celebration. You've been working all semester long on this, so we've been building together on this, and so you don't need to do all the work at the end, right? At the end, you show all that time.
From the workshops, to the mock presentations, to the real deal, there is more that goes into the Research Symposium than is shown. And this showcase has opened up many opportunities for many students in its 8-year tenure. What started out as a simple workshop has now become a tradition at Missouri Valley. This semester's Student Research Symposium is December 9th in the Malcolm Center gym. The Spring Symposium is May 5th, just before exams and the end of the full academic year.
Welcome to the first installment of KMVC News for this year.
Welcome to KMVC News. KMVC News.
This is KMVC News. KMVC News. I'm Chaz Maddie.
New assignments, new environments, new experiences, and new opportunities come with higher education. But it takes a lot to even get to this point. While some students have a clear path towards higher education, many others have to overcome obstacles to even get to the starting line. College enrollment statistics indicate that more Americans are foregoing higher education, and some may be putting off college attendance to build savings. Financial difficulties and accessibility are 2 huge reasons why college students and prospective students struggle to make the decision to start and continue to pursue higher education.
In 2010, college enrollment peaked at 21.02 million and has declined by 11.61% since then. In an annual report conducted by Gallup and Lumina Foundation, which aims to learn more about the U.S. adults' interest in pursuing higher education, U.S. adults who either dropped out or never enrolled in a post-secondary education program collectively cited that the biggest barrier to accessing a degree or credential is the cost of college.
Money is a big one. It can keep students from being able to access campus in person. It can keep access from Wi-Fi, which is nearly a thing that needs to be a universal human right at this point, is the access to the internet, with how interconnected everything is right now. I have several students that will complete my in-class assignments on their phone as opposed to a tablet or a laptop. It makes it difficult for me as an educator when they don't have the materials that I need them to have for like an exam day, to have a pair of headphones and a laptop for my listening exams.
Missouri Valley is a school dominated by student athletes. One way students try to offset the cost of tuition is by playing sports and getting an athletic scholarship. However, that also has its own challenges.
Basically, you have to have an athletic scholarship or you can't go to school.
Playing at a collegiate level with such a rigorous practice schedule, coupled with school assignments, can be really difficult.
When you are doing a college sport, doing a workday job plus another job on top of that, and maybe another job on top of that, it's really, really hard to get assignments done, get them done on time, because I can't just not show up to work because I have an assignment.
These challenges are amplified for international students.
Back at home, in my own case, I could not play in a high level and study full-time at the same time. That's something that is just not there. So the ability to do it at the same time, it is really tough financially, because universities in the US, when you start, they want you to pay up front. It's a lot of money for US citizens to pay that up front. But normally you have FAFSA, and also you don't have the currency exchange. Average sports scholarship do not cover much. You have to find out how to pay, and if this is really what you want, you have to figure it out. And it is really tough not only on students that have to find a job once they're in the US, but it's also really tough on the families. It's something that universities back at home wouldn't charge. But then if you want that opportunity to play and study high level and go abroad, that's why you're getting charged that much. And that's why you have to try and come up with that amount of money if you want to stay in the US.
Do you think you would have had this opportunity without soccer?
Oh, definitely not. No, definitely not.
A way Missouri Valley tries to help with the financial hardships of their students is by having Thor's Pantry, which is an effort to fight food insecurity on campus.
There was a point in time in my education, right, where I wasn't getting financial support from anybody other than myself. I asked to sign up for Thor's Pantry, and that helped me out a lot because they don't really judge you. They let you go and get whatever resources you need, and like you don't feel embarrassed at all.
While financials are a huge factor regarding access to higher education, there is one issue most people don't think about. That issue is accessibility. For nonprofit Leadership Alliance Director Heather Troth, this issue is not only a professional matter, but also a personal one. Troth's daughter, Keegan, was born with spina bifida, which means she has to use a wheelchair. Keegan is a Missouri Valley graduate.
Accessibility is always an issue. It's amazing how often people, able-bodied individuals look at things and think, oh, we've done a really good job of making this accessible, and the reality of it is that it's entirely inaccessible for an individual in a wheelchair.
Even when buildings like Ferguson Center have an elevator, getting to the elevator can be a challenge.
It's not always easy to get to that elevator because of where it is and because it's kind of the staff area for the CAF, and so it's very easy for things just as simple as a shoe to be left out in that area, and for that to be a huge barrier for an individual in a wheelchair. Doors that don't necessarily open as they should, or there's only one accessible door to a building and it doesn't get unlocked when it should, and as a result you just physically can't get into the building.
Missouri Valley put ramps by Beatty Hall, handicap-accessible bathrooms on campus, as well as an accessible off-campus residence hall.
And even in Keegan's situation, we did run into some pretty significant challenges and barriers. There were days that she came home, in tears out of frustration. Times that she felt like she was a burden, right? Because she was asking for things, and she felt bad about asking for those things, even though they were very normal things.
Troth said she and her husband working at Moval was a huge factor that contributed to Keegan attending Valley and not other schools.
Valley did an amazing job with Keegan, really being incredibly responsive to the different challenges that she had in terms of physical access. That is not always the case.
As financial issues and accessibility challenges continue to play a role in the decision to attend a higher education institution, it's clear that the journey is different for everyone. Different challenges, different experiences, different opportunities. These hurdles impact students' ability to thrive on campus. The question remains the same: how to make higher education a truly equitable opportunity for all.
The Missouri Valley women's soccer team once again continues to succeed on the field and compete at a high level. The Vikings won the first conference regular season title since 1993, on the heels of winning the program's first conference postseason tournament title in 2023. The Vikings have demonstrated their strength and determination throughout each game. Missouri Valley women's soccer team is a leader in the Heart of America Conference, showing balance between offense and defense.
I think we have a veteran group, and last year we had a pretty historic season for us. We won our first conference tournament. We hosted nationals, and so a lot of those players were returning, and I think they had a lot of expectations and a lot of things they wanted to achieve. We had players that could do everything. We had multiple players who could help win a game for us if we needed an individual effort. But most importantly, I felt like we were a team overall from top to bottom. I think that really showed throughout the season with competition and playing in the Heart of America and just being consistent, obviously not losing a game in the regular season, and I think that really showed our team maturity.
The Vikings received standout performances from players like Marta Carrasco was the Heart Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year, also added to the first team All-Conference. Ashley Arribas named the Heart Player Offensive of the Year and named First Team All-Conference. Lucia Torres, Heart Freshman of the Year and First Team All-Conference selection. Also, 3 other players named First Team All-Conference, Judith Ferre, Marlene Flores, and Marina Bujalance. And 2 more Vikings were named for the second team All-Conference, Carla Carmona and Mari Hudson. The Vikings' ability to adapt and control both sides of the game made a difference this season.
This season we started a little bit slow, kind of similar to the one that we had last year, but we were able to figure it out, get the team ready, and I think we have a pretty good team where they support each other, and I think that is what makes it better. We have been able to figure it out. We were able to achieve something that we haven't done in the last few years, well, technically since 1993, and it's something that I have wanted for a very long time since I was MVC alumni, and I think the team is actually getting ready for what is the biggest time of the year, that is nationals.
The team works to improve, working hard, sacrificing, and committing to achieve success. Each victory builds a stronger belief in their power to overcome any challenge.
If I have to describe the season in a few words, I would say challenging, I would say a happy season, and I would say achievement complete. I think the biggest personal challenge, or as a team, I think it was when we lost the semifinal against MNU, and I think the team showed why we achieved what we achieved, because we're really a team. And even though we lost, we all were one after that game. I think in talking about the game, we had really good players, and we had mostly the possession of the game all the time. And then we were a family, and I think that's the number one key to achieve things.
The Vikings are gaining momentum throughout the season, increasingly formidable as a team and showing the depth of the roster, from players like Carla Carmona, Zoe Cristofaro, to players like Fabiana Vasquez and Miriam Maldavo, showing a combination of experience and talent.
I would describe it as hard work, determination, and teamwork. I think we started out strong. We started off the season with a couple losses, but once we got into conference, we found each other and we found a way to push through. And then now we're conference champions, and it's all about just working together, and communicating is key. Obviously, I want to make sure I get the goals and the assists that we need to make it further in nationals.
The 2024 Vikings show they are willing to take on challenges, like overcoming the conference rivals, also for wanting to score on a penalty kick when they had a chance in one of the biggest games of the season. The Vikings used their talented roster and focus to go undefeated to the conference title.
I just think we just got to keep believing in who we are and what we are, keep believing in the philosophies and the team that got us here. Obviously, you want to continue to play good defense, be in the moment, and don't be scared of the moment. And that's something we always talk about with our team, just living in the moment, living in the game. Don't look ahead, don't look back. We can't change what's happened. We can't change what's going to happen. We can only live in the moment, and I think that would be the biggest thing I would tell my team, to just stay focused in the moment, enjoy, and play the best football that we can play.
The Vikings embrace getting better every week and the importance of working together to achieve that. Their dedication and work ethic have been the key to turning adversity moments into opportunities for success.
With each passing game, the Vikings show that they are ready to meet any challenge head-on and continue their journey toward excellence. Through their teamwork and dedication, the Vikings earn a home NAIA playoffs game for the second consecutive year, and advance to the national tournament side with a win against Stuart McConnell. That concludes KMVC News for this Thanksgiving week. The next show is Thursday, December 5th, as Missouri Valley ends its fall semester. I'm Milena Exposito, and this is KMVC News.